Hey, this is Aaron Robinson from the band Blood of Angels, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey, good to see you again, my friend.
Same here. How you doing?
Good. That's my partner, Chris.
Hi,
Hello.
Chris.
Hey, sorry we got into some weird shit in the last one.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, Chris. How do you explain what we got into?
I don't know. The last one was just a little
Off the rails.
off the rails. Yeah. Like,
Oh, we're all metal people. I mean, we can handle anything.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
We'll see.
so
We'll get there.
we'll get
Okay.
there. Yeah. Trust me, we do every episode.
Anyway,
Sounds like fun.
it's good to see you, Aaron. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been.
You've been doing well.
Yeah, overall. Yeah.
So, for those not familiar, because I'm quite familiar, but I'm not sure Chris is. Those not familiar with Blood of Angels, give us the two-sentence boardroom pitch.
The Two Cents Boardroom pitch is that we're a metal band based in Tampa, Florida, that's heavily influenced by our own local death metal scene and also the melodic death metal scene of Sweden. So we blend the Gothenburg and our local roots together into one cohesive sound. At least that's the mission. We try our best.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and jump in real quick, Chris. Because,
Yeah.
congratulations, and I think that's what started this conversation here. You guys
Yeah,
just
good.
won the best metal band at the Hollywood Independent Music Awards. How did
Yes.
that go? What did that feel like, and how did it even come about?
Well, actually, when we released the single "Spillage" last October, what I was looking for, is to submit to the Independent Music Awards, which we've been a part of before on our debut single "Odin's Wrath." We won Best Metal Hardcore Song for that one in 2018. Unfortunately, I guess the organization didn't survive past COVID, but I came across the Hollywood Independent Music Awards, so I went ahead and submitted "Spillage" to that. Of course, we got we heard about the nomination like around the end of June. So I was excited. So immediately started planning our trip to Los Angeles. And we got there. And I mean, I participated in award things before, but not quite at this level. I think I've really described it, it was like the miniature Grammys. There was the red carpet. We had our photos taken like, I don't know, about at least a dozen times, a bunch of different flashes hitting us at the same time, hitting the red carpet. And we went from one interview with the Hollywood Moment and then somebody else's podcast and somebody else's podcast. We did about like 6 interviews before we actually got into the theater, where we'd sit down and the ceremony began.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, our category came up about halfway through. And, I didn't know what to expect, whether it'll win or not, or whatever. Because I mean, the other nominees, very good music. I've listened to them, so it was anyone's game. But yeah, when it said the winner is, and our name came up on the giant screen with the spillage cover, and they started playing the song, and it's like my heart jumped out of my chest. So that was really exciting. Then then the winner's interview and everything else. So, and the after party, was absolutely incredible. So yeah, it was great being at the Avalon Theater.
Nice. All I can picture is a bunch of guys dressed up like metalheads, full facial hair, long hair, and they announce the winner, and you're like, oh,
God. It wasn't like that. I mean, honestly, I jumped out of my seat. And some of the people were in the row and everything were applauding as I jumped out of my seat. So I kind of ran down the road and like high-fived everybody. was really excited, and and
I saw
I
the
don't know, I guess
pictures. You guys cleaned up really well. I mean, you were all in suits and
yeah. Well, I mean, for me, I kept it basic. Like black jeans, non-dirty, new, and I mean, my fancy dress was the Calvin Klein leather jacket. But
right.
yeah, Randy, yeah, he really cleaned up. I mean, did the whole like goth suit thing. He looked really good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we came out for it. It
That's
was fun.
great. What was that like? What was that moment like? Was it absolutely crazy?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was just exhilarating. Yeah, like I was saying before, I mean, I would probably describe it as being at the Grammy Awards, just at a little a little smaller level. But the way everything was put together was absolutely phenomenal, especially being in such a classic theater, the Avalon, where
Right.
Bob Hope has performed and Sinatra and Sammy Davis, and I mean, you name the iconic LA performer, they've been there. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, I'm still riding a little high from it almost a month later.
That's
Here's a question. So
Sure.
Florida is the home of American metal, right? Like that's where metal in America really it took hold.
Got ballsy and heavy. Yeah. Well, we took San Francisco and made it heavier. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like thrash. I'm talking about like metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
The absolute extreme.
yes, extreme metal, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you the first metal band from Florida to win an award?
As far as I know, we are. I don't want to say that we are because I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I know, we are. Yes.
That's quite an accomplishment.
That's fucking
Yeah.
rad.
Thank you.
Like, how many decades did that take?
Well, I mean, the scene really kicked off with Nasty Savage. They were the first. They got like a Metal Blade contract in the early days, in the early '80s, like '82 or '83. So yeah, about 40 years, I guess.
Sweet. So let's talk about the band stepping outside of that. What are you guys working on now? You working on new material?
Yeah, we are working on a new album. We got a couple of. I mean, we're just about done in the writing process. All 10 songs. We really are working on just the last 2 right now. We have recorded 2 of the tracks already. They're done. They're in the can, as they say. Mostly what's kind of been slowed up about that is our producer and engineer. Of course, he has a schedule with other bands, and he's a touring sound guy too. So we're kind of like working with that schedule as well. But we plan on having everything done by early spring for sure. And then hopefully a new album by the summer.
Fair enough. I got a question for you. How do you guys attempt to stand out amongst, like, Florida is the death metal capital of the world, right? And there's 1.5 million bands. How do you consciously put an effort to standing out or being different, or how does that work?
Well, I said try our best to. I think what we try to do the best is that by not really pigeonhole ourselves into one singular subgenre of style. It's like, okay, we're a death metal band, so we're going to copy Cannibal Corpse, or we're a black metal band, so we're going to put on corpse paint and be immortal, or I'm as much of a fan as Cannibal and Iron Maiden as I am with Slayer, with Fear Factory, with many different styles of metal. And the whole purpose is just to bring as much of that as we can in the one cohesive sound, or to one cohesive album, and that's kind of been the mission since the beginning. A very complicated one, yes, but
right, because Florida's got like that whole history, right? I mean,
it does,
starting with Death with Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's sort of a thing to uphold, and do you consciously think about, hey, I've got to hold myself to a certain standard, or you don't mind exploring and stepping outside of the death metal subgenre or whatever?
No, I don't mind at all, because we're trying to, as any artist, I would say, was trying to do something new and fresh, or doing our very best to try to do that. I mean, the death metal influence of Florida is very much in our sound. I mean, there's no getting around that. But I don't see ourselves as yet again another 1,000th Cannibal Corpse clone or another 1,000th Deicide clone. I think we're the influence is there, but we're separate from that. Yeah, even though the industry calls us, some of them really do call us death metal because we do have, that kind of style vocals, and,
right?
It is fast and and whatever. But I mean, I just don't see us completely fitting in that camp 100%. I think we have a lot of melodic portions. This next album, one of the songs we're doing, "The Pain Inside," is I have to describe as a Stone Sour meets Cradle of Filth. It's going to be an interesting blend. And
I guess that's where the Gothenburg thing comes in, right? A little more melody to the madness.
Exactly, definitely.
Chris,
I don't have anything else. No.
So I've got a couple of them. No, I've got a couple.
I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying the conversation. I'm just sitting here like, okay, this is cool. But I'm a shitty co-host.
Well, you're great, Chris. We all know it. You're fine.
So you're working on new music, and you said you're, getting ready to record or whatever. But are you having a release date, or how close are you to finishing that stuff?
Probably not till early spring, like March-ish. The release probably June, and we're looking to kick off with the U.S. tour next summer. Mostly focusing on the Midwest and the southern states where we have a pretty good following already.
Okay, so you're going to stay mostly there
for the first one. Yeah,
that kind of seems where metal lives, though, right? In the U.S., is in those areas.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's metal everywhere, right?
But most rabid.
There's metal everywhere, but just if you go out, say to Oregon. Is there a big metal scene there? I don't know.
Portland. Portland. I know there's some stuff. I know there's a venue or two in Eugene. And around that area.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then I just totally lost my train of thought here, but
didn't mean to do that.
No. I just I'm gonna have to edit here, but when you guys are writing, are you guys writing with the stage in mind, this is a great place for a breakdown or a great place for a crowd participation? Are you writing the song for the song's sake and adapting it later too?
No, I don't think we're doing that, but there are portions in the songs that do come out this is a good moment for something like that. Yeah.
But it's never really much of the thought.
No, not initially. Mostly the thought of is just to make 10 songs of a theme, of a cohesive meaning and message behind it, that works on the scale as a recording, as a complete album work. But within that context, you usually find moments where, this is a part that we can kind of repeat a little bit and try to get the crowd, to scream, part of the chorus or things like that.
Right. So, and along those same lines, and how does it make you feel when the power and the energy you envisioned in the studio writing that song comes to life on a stage in front of those people?
When the reaction is really positive, it's amazing. On
the flip side, then, what does it make you feel like when it falls dead?
I can't honestly, thankfully, I can't really think of a moment where it has really fallen dead. Most of the people get it,
Right. I guess they're coming to a death metal show, so they should.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I come into a Britney Spears show. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Very true.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing them in some leggings.
No. No.
Sorry, Aaron, I like you a lot.
Even when glam was at its height, I hated it. So.
I like you a lot, Aaron, but I don't want to see you in spandex.
All right, no. This ass does not go in spandex. Honestly, there are too many people already out there that shouldn't be in skinny jeans.
I 100% agree. So I'll be the first to admit I'm a big fan of the glam scene. I have been for since the 80s. I grew up in the 80s, but you don't want to see my fat ass in spandex either.
Yeah,
or maybe you do, but that's a whole nother show.
Well, maybe back in the day, you know. I mean,
Right. Back in the day, you know, I would have second
yeah.
look for sure.
Yeah, I'm long past those days myself too.
So,
So,
my curiosity has gotten the best of me. What's the diploma behind you?
Oh, that one? Oh, yeah, that's my wife's associate's degree.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, Aaron, we do something here because TikTok and all that stuff is pretty good, and I've got somebody doing this stuff for us where we do these quick little shorts. So, I'm going to show you a picture, and Chris has actually already seen this one, so it's not new to him. And I need you to tell me what's going on in the picture and what the next frame would be.
Oh, God. All right.
All right. And hopefully you've got a good sense of humor, which I think you do. What do you got there, Aaron?
Try my best. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, just two people stuck on a raft, absolutely fantasizing about what they wish they really had.
Hold on. Time out, Aaron. You see two people?
Well, a person and a dog.
Okay.
All right. On the spot stuff. I'm not always the best.
No, that's fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Person and a dog. Yeah. I mean, him fantasizing he wish he can eat the dog, and the dog wants to eat his bone or have a bone. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, God, I'm in the therapist office. This is great.
It is great. Chris had a whole different spin on this. Chris, you want to elaborate?
I'm very calm. I don't know if I should elaborate.
The edibles are kicking in, huh, Chris?
Okay. So, when I look at it, I see a man. He's dreaming of having a squirting girlfriend.
What?
Because of all the waves, and he's on the boat, right? And he's got a hot dog. He just wants to get the hot dog in the house, in the doghouse. But the boat's already sailed, so now all he's left with is his dog.
Oh, that just went bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but like that's just what
Aaron,
I
I
saw.
apologize for Chris. I don't know how we got there.
Good times.
Good times. Chris is having a time today. Aaron, if fans want to find you, what are your social media?
You can find me our official website, bloodofangels.net. Of course, Facebook at the handle Blood of Angels 1, Instagram Blood of Angels, YouTube Blood of Angels, and on Twitter Blood of Angels 1.
And you said middle of next year we'll have some new music?
For sure, yeah.
You can get even singles before then, or?
Probably. When we get mostly done with the recording process, we'll get with the label and see what they want to do.
And what about show-wise? I think you've got a couple shows this fall, right?
Just the one, October 27th in Tampa, a big Halloween bash. We're headlining. It'll be a lot of fun at the famous Brass Mug, where bands like Death and Cannibal and Obituary, that's where they all came from, you know. I mean, Obituary just did a 2-night run there, last month. It was great.
I used to live in St. Pete, so I'm familiar with it quite a bit. But yeah, it's legendary, really, amongst that sort of music and clientele.
Yeah, I always call it the Grand Ole Opry of death metal. You know,
I guess that's fair enough.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean that's really because and even I've gotten messages from musicians like in Europe and stuff. It's like, oh, I see you in Tampa. You play the Brass Mug, and I was like, yeah, it's like our second home. And they're like, oh, it's my dream to play Brass Mug. I'd love to be on that stage with Obituary. Where Obituary was and everything. So
right.
So I mean, it's even kind of a destination, an international known destination, really,
right.
for the music.